Day 17 of 90, and today we're killing a bug that has eaten hours of junior dev time. Watch this. I have a button class with a handle click method. Inside it I log this. I wire it up with add event listener, click, button.handleClick, I click, and the console says this is undefined. The method that worked perfectly a second ago is suddenly broken. By the end of this video you'll know exactly why. You'll have 3 fixes, and you'll understand what ES6 classes really are under the hood. Here's the secret: ES6 classes are syntactic sugar over prototypal inheritance. When you write class button, handle click, JavaScript puts handle click on button.prototype, not on each instance. Every button you create shares that one function through the prototype chain. Open DevTools, log an instance, expand its prototype, and there's your method. That sharing is great for memory, but it's also why this is fragile. The method doesn't belong to the instance. It belongs to the prototype. So what is this? In JavaScript, this is decided by the call site, how the function is called, not where it's defined. When you write button.handleClick, the part before the dot becomes this. But when you pass button.handleClick to add event listener, you hand over the bare function. The dot is gone. Later the DOM calls it, sets this to the element or undefined in strict mode, and strict mode is on inside every class body. That's the entire bug. Same function, different call site, different this. Fix 1, .bind, this. Write element.add event listener, click, this.handleClick.bind, this. Bind returns a new function permanently locked to your instance. Fix 2, an arrow wrapper add event listener, click, equals this.handleClick. Arrow functions don't have their own this, they grab it from the surrounding scope, which is your instance. Fix 3, a class field arrow method. Inside the class write handleClick equals. Now handleClick is an arrow function created per instance, bound automatically. Pass it anywhere and this follows. Which do you pick? Here's the trade-off. A normal prototype method lives once on the prototype, cheap, and subclasses can override it. A class field arrow method becomes an own property on every single instance, so 1,000 buttons means 1,000 functions, and subclasses can't override it cleanly through the prototype. The rule of thumb: if you'll pass a method around as a callback, make it a class field arrow. If it's called normally as obj.method, keep it a prototype method. Now let's build something real, a reusable event emitter. Class event emitter, constructor, this.listeners equals new map, on, event, fn, emit, event, data. The constructor runs once per new and sets up instance state. Notice we store listeners in a map on the instance data lives on this, shared behavior lives on the prototype. That split is the whole mental model. Methods are shared, data is per object. Time to extend it. Class modal extends event emitter. The moment you subclass, you must call super inside your constructor and call it before you touch this. Forget super, and you must call super constructor before accessing this. Why? The parent constructor is what actually creates and initializes this. Skip it and this doesn't exist yet. So, constructor, ID, super, this.id equals ID, this hashtag open equals false. That hashtag open is a private field, real privacy, unreachable from outside the class. Watch the chain work. Our modal calls this .emit, open, but emit isn't defined on modal. JavaScript walks up the prototype chain to event emitter and finds it there. That's method lookup at runtime, check the instance, then its prototype, then the next, until it hits the method or null. Same mechanism the old constructor function pattern used in 2014. The class keyword just made it readable. Day 17 done. The takeaway: classes are prototypes wearing a nicer outfit, shared methods, per instance data, and this always decided by the call site. Pass a method? Bind it or make it an arrow field. Subscribe for day 18.